of what makes Jose such a remarkable Sacred Heart father and role model. At this time, I welcome to the podium Lucia Andres, class of 2022.
Some of you may know my father as the guy who is a Spanish chef, or the founder of World Central Kitchen, or even as the Stone Ridge father who took field day during my freshman year way too seriously. I know him as my dad who never let me or my sisters order off the kids' menu. He's the guy who got kicked out of my sister's soccer game for yelling at the ref in Spanish after he gave a bad call. Or even the one who showed me many different parts of the world through his love of food. However, these past couple of years have been very challenging for my father, my family, and the world. He's been away fighting fires, and more recently at the front lines in Ukraine. World Central Kitchen has been providing meals in response to various humanitarian, climate, and community crises. In February, as he prepared to leave yet again, I witnessed him standing at the entrance of our house carrying his World Central Kitchen backpack along with solar-powered chargers and walkie-talkies. I had a feeling this time that he would be gone more than the norm. My father is a man of passion and determination that just can't sit back while there are people suffering in need of food and support. When I was younger, I hated seeing my father leave, and I couldn't really understand why he did. But as I grew older, I began to realize the significance of his work. In my eyes, he's a real-life superhero. He continues to show up for those in need, and somehow, for a brief amount of time, when the world isn't calling for his help, he manages to come home, and we are grateful. I haven't been able to truly express my gratitude and admiration for my father, so I stand here in front of you, my father, my classmates, and my school to say, I love you so very much, and I'm so proud to introduce José Andrés as our 2022 commencement speaker.
Really? That was a surprise. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen when they get married. I mean, for any boys out there, I have a lot of knives I didn't use, so just for you to know. Oh, man. Wow, I'm broken now. Okay, just for you to know how I think, I put knives as weights, so these will not fly away. That's the way we think. So let's see if I'm able to do this after the introduction of my lovely daughter. So really thank you, Catherine. Really thank you for your leadership and even more for your friendship. Mr. McCluskey, I mean, you ran an amazing upper school, and I'm so proud my 3 daughters went for these 9 years. Thank you. So thank you very much to the Stone Ridge trustees. Thank you. And thank you to the school's inspirational faculty. Really thank you very much for your amazing work. And also I think we need to give a round of applause to the people always making things happen in the back, to all the amazing staff here at Stone Ridge. Yes, thank you, honored guest. And thank you to all my fellow parents. I think we are with the people. We are a team. And I think all of us, we can be so very proud of these girls we have right here. And yes, they deserve a big round of applause. In a way, we are all graduating here today. So, you know, for someone like me, like didn't really finish any traditional school, you know, today really feels like I'm graduating. I guess I graduated 3 times with my 3 daughters. Today, seeing Lucia here, as I'm sure all of you, I'm filled with pride and I'm filled with joy, and especially after making me cry after the words I didn't saw coming. But I'm sure she's feeling something else watching me right here in the stage, because I think she was relieved. She was worried maybe I was not going to show up. I just came back from Ukraine, and she said, but I made it. I'll never miss this. And probably she's nervous because she didn't read my speech. And probably she's like, what is my dad going to say? Is he going to get himself in trouble? So, before I go any further, I want to say that I'm a very proud father, because coming on the field day, yes, 2 days ago, the gold team won. Happens, I am in the gold team. But just to be clear, people, today, as a commencement speaker, I am blue and gold. So congratulations to the class of 2022. You should be so proud of what you've achieved. I mean, I know I'm looking to your parents, but I have a feeling I have to be looking to you, because on paper, this speech is for you. I love that I'm talking, and actually my daughter is listening to anything I have to say. No, that's a good feeling. Look at her. She's listening to me. This is big. So, class of 2022, you should be so proud of what you've achieved. I mean, this would be true in any year, but after the last 2 years of this pandemic that has separated you from each other and from your teachers, what you have done is a super big deal. You have overcome adversity in your own way. These skills you have learned are also part of your education. The skill to adapt in a crisis, the skill to throw out the plans you had and to embrace the complexities of the moment, the skill to take a different turn. I am a cook, so I like to think of this as changing the recipe. If you don't have the ingredients you need or expect, or if you don't have the right pots and pans, what you do, people, is easy. You don't follow the recipe. You adapt. You change the recipe. That's been our approach at World Central Kitchen, the nonprofit I founded to feed the world after disasters. After a hurricane or a flood or in the middle of a war, you rarely have everything you want or need. Food supplies are disrupted. Communications may be down. Kitchens may be destroyed. That's when you go and you change the recipe to fix the broken parts of our world. You often need to break little bit the rules and write new ones, to reimagine food, to turn a meal into a plate of hope, or as you say, Stonebridge, your social awareness can impel you to action. So today, as you begin the next chapter of your journey, I thought I will share with you some lessons I've learned about how to change the recipe. On that, I'm good at, from a lifetime I've spent in the kitchens and in the streets of life. When I was around your age, I joined the Spanish Navy. My role, cooking for the admiral at his house. What? I wanted to be on a ship. I wanted to be at the sea. A few months after service, I went to the office of the admiral. I knocked on the door, and I told him my dream was to sail. Not on any ship, on the Juan Sebastián del Cano, the greatest ship ever built. Four-mast, an amazing tall ship. The admiral granted my wish, and I sailed around the world. Actually, is when I got the first glimpse of America coming to beautiful Pensacola. I fell in love with the idea that no matter what your background, anything was possible here in America. I wanted to be part of the American dream. And you know what? If I hadn't knocked on that door of the Admiral, I wouldn't be here probably today. So this is the big lesson. Don't be afraid of rejection. Don't be afraid for asking what you want and what you need. Don't be afraid to knock on that door. Don't miss your opportunity to sell into your future. If you want it, you should get it. Big results come from sometimes very small things. Small actions have a huge ripple effect that you are not able to understand in the present, but that potentially can change the world, especially if you believe it. Very often, we will have in the middle of our streets a piece of paper down there, right in the ground. Many cities may have streets just filled with the paper or some garbage. One day in the streets of DC, I was 21, 22. I saw an older man, maybe in his 70s. He was walking down 7th Street towards the corner where my first restaurant in DC opened almost 30 years ago. A garbage can was always there next to the newspaper stands. It was Sunday morning, I remember. I watched that man look at the paper in the middle of the street. My preconceived idea of his gave me the wrong idea, that maybe he wouldn't be able to reach it because his age. Well, he bent down with grace of a young person, grabbed the paper and put it in the garbage can. I went into my restaurant. But at that moment, I couldn't stop thinking of that very subtle gesture in an empty street in downtown DC. When actually nobody was watching, that man did what he had to do. I realized then the power of the ripple effect, of seemingly very small, non-important actions. I realized that the world is made of 3 types of people. The ones that will not even notice the piece of paper on the ground. The ones that will see the paper and will complain how dirty my city is. But then there were people like this old gentleman. When nobody was watching, he made a difference. Be that man. Be the one who will make the difference. Every time you take action to solve a problem, as small as it may seem, you are starting to change the world. Sometimes all it takes is you speaking from the ground a piece of paper. Dream that the possible is possible. I founded World Central Kitchen because I saw inaction in moments of need. When people need help and aid and quick thinking, I saw hesitation, slow decisions, bad decisions. When Hurricane Katrina destroyed New Orleans, I saw from the comfort of my house how thousands of Americans gathered in the Superdome, trying to find safe haven away from the mayhem happening outside. Thousands of Americans were stuck in that arena, hungry and alone for days. Everybody thinks an arena is a place for sports and concerts and music. But I always thought that an arena is actually a gigantic restaurant that entertains with sports and music. But I didn't show up. I just thought about it. and maybe dream that a cook like me maybe one day could help. Like many of you, if not all of you, I had a good teacher. When Jesus saw hungry people that were following him, he didn't think about what he could do. He acted. He multiplied loaves of bread and few fishes. He fed bodies and souls with hope. One plate of food at a time. He showed us the way. Last year, after the latest hurricane in New Orleans, I followed his lead. I didn't hesitate this time. I was able to land hours before the hurricane when it made landfall in the Louisiana coast. On the first morning after the hurricane, we were cooking across the street from the Superdome. We served millions of meals in Louisiana when other organizations were just thinking about what to do. The only person that must believe in your dreams is you. That you simply, if it's not you, who will feed the world? Every one of you girls have something within you that can help the person next to you, or your family, or your community. You can dream to feed the world not just with food like me, but with what you know and with what you are good with. Like Jesus fed the hungry, look within your heart, find your light, find what you are good at, what you excel at, and be ready, really ready, to feed the hopes of the people. We need you to do that. Thank you for listening to some of the lessons that life in a kitchen has taught me. It's not the same as graduating, but life will forever teach you every day in ways that add to what you have learned here at Stone Ridge. The more you know, the more you will learn as you grow older, that actually you know nothing. Keep learning, and at the same time, keep sharing your talents with all the people around you. The world is already a better place because you are in it. Congratulations again, class of 2022. We are all so very proud of you.